I had a very good Saturday.
1등 아메리칸 스타우트의 케빈 그램.
Give him a bronze.
My stout recipe that I've made a few of has won gold again. It originally won gold in Daegu at the Stout Smackdown a few years ago. And then last November, it won gold in Busan for the dark category. So this was for high gravity, gold, best stout, dark, ale, gold. And now, last Saturday, in Seoul, at the first inaugural S.A.A.Z Cup, it has won again. So, I'm pleased as punch. The S.A.A.Z stands for the Seoul Area Amateur Zymergists. A Zymergist is someone who creates something out of fermentation, and a beer expert. So, I don't have any more of the stout. The last 2 bottles were entered into that competition, and then it won. So, this is my hazy, which I entered 2 but didn't place. No bronze even. But, so I'm pleased. I'm pleased to get another medal. Let's wear all these. I can look like a real narcissistic, ultra proud, super loving, self-loving, I should say, twat. Anyway, but it gets better. I was a steward, so I was in the lager category, and I was responsible for going and bringing the lagers to the judges, making sure their cups, take away the empties, bring the lagers that they ask for. There's a bucket where they dump the extra and make sure that's not getting too full. When they didn't ask for my input, but if they really liked one, they would say, "Hey, Kevin, try this," and just, let us know. Not again, "Ooh, it's this and this and this," but like, do I like it? Do I not? What do I think really quick? I don't get a vote in the output of the awards, but if something was really nice, they'd let me try some while they were judging. But yeah, and then there was a raffle, and Aunt Betty Lou and Uncle Wayne always send me 10 US every year for Christmas. Which is great. If I'm going abroad to like Indonesia, that actually is useful. Sometimes I'll just leave it as a tip at the hotel if we're staying for like a bunch of days. Because 10 US is not a bad amount of money, but I'm not going to use it in Korea. But I had it in my wallet, and Scott, one of the organizers, was saying, we have a raffle, and I didn't have any cash, but I thought, okay, Scott's American, and so is Zach, the other organizer. So they're going to be going home at some point. So 10 US is not useless to them. So I got a bunch of raffle tickets, and I just put KG on the back of all of them, and I won like 5 goddamn times. So I ended up like pilfering 200 grams of Cascade, 400 grams of Mosaic, and then 800 grams of Simcoe. So they're all Yakima Chief. So much hops. And they actually had some stuff that I'd never seen before, but I've heard of. I watched some YouTube videos about brewing and home brewing and stuff. So there's Imperial yeast, which I've heard of, again, but I've never actually used. So they're from Portland, Oregon. And this is their pub one, good for British strains. This is their house one, which is another English ale strain. And then they have a flagship one, which is the Chico strain, which I should know. It's from I think it's from one of the California breweries. It's very famous, but they've isolated and then they make their own. I have a couple of White Labs dry yeast, which I can't get here, I don't think. The London Fog, a lot of British stuff. Anyway, I got an Abbey and a Farmhouse Ale and another Nova Lager from Lallemand. And I'm going to actually go to Costco and I'll try and make my first cider because, hey, why not? I have a SAFale Saf Cider AC4, ideal to produce fresh and crisp cider. So, hey, why not? Get some apple juice, put this in, let it sit in a cool place, and we'll see what my first cider tastes like. I did all the math, and I have 5 kilograms of Weyermann Pale Ale Malt, too. I did all the math. And in Korea, market value, not bulk, but like market value, this is somewhere between 250 and like 300,000 won. So, the raffle ticket, yeah! I'm a happy boy. So, it gets better, because I went to Hammock Brewery in Anyang a month ago, and I said, I'm actually pretty good at making darks. I'm not good at making every beer, and not all my darks are good, but apparently I know a thing or two about making stouts and dark beers. So, I was talking to the guy, and he has a brewery that's not really set up yet. He has all the equipment, and we tried his lager that was still lagering, but he seems a little on the fence about brewing a lot. So I told him I could help you make a stout, and I'm going to go there tomorrow, and we're going to hash out maybe a recipe or a plan so that I can go back and brew this recipe at his brewery so he can distribute it and sell it. This is still a new brewery. If you've never heard of Hapjeong Brewery, I don't blame you. They're not really on the map yet because he hasn't been brewing a lot. They have a brew pub with like a lot of guest taps, and it seems fairly busy a lot of the time, so it's not like it's quiet all the time there. So, but yeah, tomorrow I'm going to go there, and we're going to hash out a plan to make my first actual recipe as a commercial beer, which is kind of cool. So again, 1 gold, I have a bunch of free shit, and I'm going to use this recipe to brew in a commercial system with a guy that has that system. I got the brains of the recipe and the proof of concept, let's say, and he has the knowledge of how to use his system. If you threw me into his system and said brew, I'd have no idea what I was doing. It's like a micro professional commercial system. It's not big, but still, I wouldn't know what I was doing with all the equipment. So he has the equipment. He's going to buy the malt. If he expects me to go halvesies on the malt, he's insane. Now he'll have to, he's going to make all the money from it too. This is just my recipe, and I'm going to brew with him. But yeah, very good week. And congratulations to everyone else who won.
SAAZ Beer Cup. 이든 아메리칸 보터의 존 해주세요.
Matt, you look shocked.
Golden Stout. 허정혁. So, and second, non-sour quadruple. Water.
Oh my, hey, Petru.
And first, drum roll. American IPA, Secret IPA, Penake.
Petru, Matt, Nikki, Junghyuk, Scott, one of the organizers, won some stuff. I think, did Zach win something? Anyway, best of show went to a guy from Thailand who came in to judge. He won like 2 golds and a silver, and then best of show or something. He had a ridiculous amount of medals around his neck. Very impressive. So congrats to him too. He won BOS. So here's to me brewing some other stuff, and here's to the next competition, and we'll see what happens. But this week, it's been great.